Alright. It's time to embrace forestry. Greetings, NASCAR enjoyers, and welcome to the great outdoors, where I will be reviewing this year's New Hampshire NASCAR race. Why am I outside instead of in the basement? Because 70% of New Hampshire is forest. Yeah, I know it's known as the Ocean State. Yeah, it's known for its water and sea creatures, but a lot of it is forest. Anyways, the 2025 Mobil 1 301 begins with Giggles Logano leading. So glad I didn't see that race live. Caution Hocevar goes to the outside and is in 5th. He's now in 3rd. Logano continues to lead, but Hocevar gets the fastest lap. SVG is battling Blaney for 7th. Hamlin is holding off Kyle Larson, and Hendrick is never known to have any luck at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, which is unfortunate considering that it's one of my favorite tracks. I'd like to see a Hendrick driver win there sometimes. Larson manages to get past Hamlin, but no passes for the lead are being made. Well, for now. Even with Josh Berry on his tail, Logano still leads. Free Willy, aka William Byron, manages to get past Caution Hocevar. Wait, what? Chastain and Larson battle for 10th. Even with 39 to go on the first stage, Logano still leads. Josh Berry is starting to run down Giggles Logano. Both drivers get caught up to Nematode. Ryan Blaney is in 3rd. Wait, what? Hold up. He just jumped up to 2nd. Blaney and Logano battle for the lead, and Ryan Blaney got the lead. See? This proves that you can make passes in the next-gen car, and that horsepower isn't everything. And the caution just came out as Austin Dillon took out Cody Ware. I will try to be chill on this time around, because in a lot of other videos I was definitely angered. I need to control my anger whenever I hear cautions, or see cautions. Several drivers come down to pit road, and Blaney wins the race off pit road. But anyways, the caution ends with Blaney jumping to the lead, and just like that, Blaney wins the first stage of the 2025 Mobil 1 301, since it was a one-lap shootout, and there was no way that anybody else could pass him on a single lap, unless if it's out of incredible talent. The second stage begins with Ryan Blaney jumping to the lead, and this time, no pit stops, as they already pitted during the caution before the stage ended. SVG is now in 6th. Holy crapper! He can oval! And Josh Berry gets taken out by SVG. Because of that, the caution had to be thrown. Josh Berry had to come down to pit road for obvious reasons. The caution ends with Blaney once again jumping to the lead. Larson just took 5th away from SVG. SVG starts falling back. Meanwhile, there's an intense battle in the back, and Hamlin is running down his teammate, Ty Gibbs. Taco Bell and Hamlin battle for 12th. So far, not much is going on, as is usually expected on those flat tracks. On the radio, Hamlin gets frustrated, and this frustration is so bad that he crashes out Ty Gibbs. This brings out the caution. Several drivers come down to pit road, and Briscoe wins the race off pit road. But anyways, the caution ends with Briscoe leading. Yeah, someone decided to interrupt. And another caution just came out as a huge wreck just occurred. Daniel Suarez and Brad Kay are 2 of the drivers to get involved in it. SVG also gets taken out in it. Oh, come on, he was doing so good, especially on oval. The caution ends with Briscoe leading, and Larson jumps up to 2nd and overtakes Hocevar. Don't let him get past you, Briscoe! Logano just got back in 3rd. Larson is in the lead, and then Logano got past him. Oh, come on, you should have held him off while he had the chance! Blaney also managed to get past Larson. Ty Gibbs also got into the wall, but no caution was thrown. And another caution just came out as Nematode got into the wall. Hopefully, this will give Blaney a chance to pass. Several drivers come down to pit road, and Logano wins the race off pit road. But anyways, the caution ends with Logano leading. Ty Dillon also prevented what could have been a major wreck. Phew. Josh Berry is still in the race and moving up through the field. Wait, what? Logano continues to lead again. I hate to say this, but Giggles Logano wins the second stage of the 2025 Mobil 1 301. Anyways, our next race off pit road begins, and Logano wins the race off pit road. Whoop-de-freaking-do. The third and final stage begins with Logano being pushed to the lead by Cindric. Free Willy also got past Cindric and is now in second. He is battling Logano for the lead. He just can't manage to pass Logano. Blaney is starting to come closer to his teammates. Blaney tries to get past Logano but is able to do so. Barry manages to get past Larson for third, and Blaney also manages to get past Logano. Wait! How did Barry get back in the race? He was taken out by SVG earlier in the race, wasn't he? I just saw him, Penske drivers are resilient. I gotta say that, Penske drivers are resilient. Ryan Blaney has his car reduced to nothing in the Daytona 500 and still gets away with a 9th place finish. Yeesh. Nothing could stop these guys, man. And Blaney manages to get past Logano. Yes! Blaney comes down to pit road and gives up the lead to Logano. Hocevar and Cindric are next to come down to pit road. Several more join in as expected. Logano is next to come down to pit road, and Barry is now leading. Reddick and Barry come down to pit road, as well as several more drivers who also decide to come down to pit road. Elliott is now in the lead until he too pits in. And another caution just came out as Cody Ware takes himself out and hits the wall. But anyway, several drivers come down to pit road and Blaney wins the race off pit road. Contact on pit road ensues with Reddick and Larson. Good thing he had to back off. The race restarts with Barry getting pushed by Blaney to the lead. Holy crapper! Barry is leading! Blaney got past Barry and is back in the lead, but Barry is not going to go down without a fight. He has to hold off Free Willy. Elliott is doing a good job at holding off Logano until Logano got past him. Dang it! Barry is not slowing down and he battles Blaney for the lead. Even with his best efforts, Josh Berry isn't able to pass Blaney. On the final lap, it's all or nothing. Blaney has to try to not mess up. Blaney manages to win the 2025 Mobil 1 301 at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Yes, Logano did win! Not as good as the Honda Indy Toronto, but still pretty good. It's a decent race with a decent finish, so it gets an 8 out of 10. But it would have been so much better if Josh Berry won. But anyways, it's time for some duck hunting. That's why I don't have my hat and the Duck Dynasty hat instead. Yeah, I know, I don't have a duck license. Well, a hunting license, but gotta get some grub. Here's some bonus content for ya.
by, bud. Stay low, stay low. Car outside, hold your line. Careful, still there. All right, clear outside. inside now. Cars on the inside. Clear down low. And to go. All clear. Cars on the inside. You got room. You're clear. Careful, still there. All clear. Got a car low now. Hard from the outside. Got a car high now. All right, you're clear. Got one down low now. All right, you're clear. Got a car low now. Inside. Caution. Going green. You ready? Green flag, green flag. Still there. Outside, outside. All clear. All clear. All clear. Stay on the bottom here. Got one up top. Careful, still there. All right, you're clear. Still there. All clear. Two laps to go. Stay on the bottom. Hold your line. Got one outside. All right, clear outside. Got one inside. Bottom's clear. All clear. You're all clear up top. White flag, next time by. Still there. Outside, outside. All clear.